The end of Stranger Things sure left me with a lot of questions. Like, why was the Upside Down completely devoid of monsters? And did Vecna really need to attach himself to his victims like that? And how come Murray gets all the ladies? Oh yeah. Well, I spent all week trying to solve the mystery, and it was really hard, so I gave up. Instead, we'll go over episode 1, and I'll show you some things that you might have missed. But just remember, just because it didn't happen, doesn't mean it isn't funny.
You cheap sack of shit.
Welcome to Confined Nightmares, your home for monsters, mayhem, mockery,
And me, one noob too many.
I don't give a fuck.
And I'll be your guide through the haunting and often hilarious world of horror.
Alright, I don't give a fuck.
So chill in your shack and grab a snack and comb along with me as I give you the true story of Stranger Things. Kind of. Our episode begins and we see a young Will Byers chilling in his fort in the Upside Down. He's got the sweats and he's shaking pretty bad. He's finally managed to kick his $1,000 a month fun dip addiction. I know how it goes, man. When suddenly this Demogorgon pops in like, I know you got the rest of my money. He gets chased out of his shack. The Demigorgon,
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
The Demogorgon's like, sorry kid, my shift's not over till I bring your ass back. He drags him back to the lair and he's like, here's that thing you wanted. Suddenly the big man himself, Vecna, comes out and says, aw shit. He starts getting to his evil work. And
You and we are going to do such beautiful things together, William.
What the hell was that?
moving along. Now it's time for Stranger Things. David Harbour and all his friends. Chapter 1, The Crawl. Back in Hawkins, Holly sets the table and waves at some shadow dude in the window. And Mom's like, Holly, set the damn table. We got product placement to get to.
I'm rich, biatch!
The Byers clan has been staying over at the Wheeler house ever since Vecna moved across the street. Robin and Steve are still working at the radio station, and Robin gives us the skinny. Turns out the military have quarantined Hawkins and basically kept everybody prisoner. And some engineering interns fixed the giant crack in the earth with cutting-edge sheet metal technology. Suddenly the station wigs out and goes all crazy, and Steve calls Dustin for help, but Dustin's being a dick about shit. Dustin's like, read the manual, and Steve's like, ew. Dustin saunters through school, and the bullies are like, hey, I told you not to wear that shirt anymore. And Dustin says, shut up, my mom made it for me, leave me alone. Thankfully, Dustin's friends come to his aid, and when they get around the corner, they're like, hey man, we're supposed to be chilling, we got a crawl coming up. And Dustin's like,
we stay true to ourselves. We're supposed to stay true to our friends. We stand up for what's right, no matter the cost.
Yeah, you like to see homos naked, that's cool, man, whatever.
The camera stops on a missing poster for Elle, and suddenly we see the real Elle running for her life, being chased by some military dudes. But it's just a decoy.
Another goddamn burnout, sir.
Get her out of here.
Suddenly we see the real Elle, for real this time, and she trains for American Ninja Warrior, Stranger Things edition. When Elle says, reset it, I can do it better. But Hopper's like, how about some waffles and some quality programming?
Please!
But Elle's like, reset it! And Hopper's like, okay, but I'm running low on pumpkin money. We see Murray driving through a checkpoint, and back at the station, they finally find the manual, but it's all in words and stuff.
I never learned to read!
Steve and Jonathan race to the top of the tower to try to impress Nancy, but there's no point in trying to impress women when Murray's around. Murray brings some toys and is like, I don't know guys, looks like the military's up to something. Maybe we can find Vecna. Dustin says hi to a snake, and the rest of the gang is at lunch like, man, Dustin is so crazy. And then Dustin sits down and is like, who's crazy? And the guys are like,
Andy.
Andy!
Suddenly the radio crackles to life, and using a secret code, Robin gives our heroes the information that Murray brought about the military and tonight's operation. And everyone retires to their super secret lairs and goes over their plan. Nancy lays out the plan and Steve's like, I don't know man, what if this is all for nothing? We shredded Vecna last time, they fixed the giant crack in the earth, and they just brought the snack wrap back. I mean, come on guys. But Nancy and Mike are like, oh, we're gonna find Vecna if it takes 100 crawls, even 1,000 crawls. And Steve's like, I got like 2 left in me, man.
Like 1.
Everyone agrees to the plan, and Will stumbles off to the side as the edibles kick in. We cut to school to see Holly chatting with her imaginary friend again, and this teacher's like, this chick is crazy. Suddenly we cut to a secret military base where everyone's around doing science. And we see Sarah Connor herself doing some science. And this soldier comes up and he's like, sir, madam, sir, ma'am. And Sarah Connor's like, I'm trying to look at this thing's butthole. What do you want? And he's like, we can't find the girl, ma'am. And she's like, we'll keep looking, I guess. I don't know. Then we cut back to Hopper, Elle, and Joyce as they head back home from the obstacle course. Elle's been training really hard to go on these crawls with Hop, and for some reason this one's super important, even though they've already done like 36 of these things.
37.
Hopper's like, sorry, you can't come, you didn't make the time, you can't go. But Elle's like, yeah, I did. But Hopper's like, no, you didn't. But Elle's like, yeah, I did. Hopper's like, why don't you use the sense deprivation tank? It took me like 8 trips to Home Depot to build that damn thing. Joyce pulls Hop aside and like, for real, did she make it? And Hopper's like, nah, she made it.
1 second to spare.
Liar!
Back in school, the bully opens his locker and finds Dustin's snake friend, but doesn't seem to be too happy about it.
Expelliarmus!
Cut back to school as Mike waits for Holly. He heads back into the school like, what's the holdup, Holly? I got my shift at the Steak and Shake coming up. We gotta go. But Holly's like, sorry, man. My teacher thinks I'm crazy because my invisible friend says monsters are coming to eat me. You know how it is. But Mike's like, monsters aren't real, kid. Come on. Vecna, demogorgons, and demidogs aside. Here, take this. I was gonna wait till your mid-30s, but you're sad enough now. And gives Holly a little figurine he made of Holly the Heroic. Suddenly, we cut to the hospital and we see Will and Lucas chatting, and they're like, Vecna, am I right? They're watching over Max, who's still in a coma after overdosing on mascara in season 4.
It's too much!
Will goes to get a soda, and Lucas puts on Max's favorite song. He's putting on that song. He's getting really bored. As Will grabs a refreshing, delicious Coca-Cola, he sees Robin in the hall and follows her to see her making out with a nurse, and he's like, what kind of health care does she have? And runs to call his insurance agent. Dustin rides his bike into Roan Hills Cemetery to visit Eddie's grave and huffs some lacquer thinner for old time's sake. The bullies deface Eddie's grave with a dead snake, something all teenagers do, of course, and express their displeasure with Dustin's snake prank. Back at the Squawk, everybody meets up as Lucas tries to reach Dustin on the radio. Hopper gears up and everybody puts their plan into motion. Dustin is supposed to ride with Steve to keep tabs on Hop, but since he's preoccupied, Will's like, I'll do it, but Mom's like, the hell you will. Let my first draft do it. And Jonathan's like, I'll go, I guess. Everyone takes their places, and Joyce is like, you better come back to me, Hop. And Hopper's like, of course I will, Joyce. You're beautiful, you're a wonderful mother, and you always hit like and subscribe. I wouldn't have it any other way. Then we cut to the Wheeler home as Holly makes a bracelet and hears her parents arguing. And Karen's like, you don't even know how old your daughter is. And Ted is like, I know I have one. Is that not enough? Hopper gets into position as the boys keep watch from the bell tower. Then Mom calls to ask how it's going, but they're like, we haven't even started yet, shut up. Suddenly a truck pulls up and the game is on. 2 flamethrower dudes torch a hole into the upside down for their transport truck, and Hopper jumps in the back. The trucks barrel through into the upside down, and Steve and Jonathan give chase. In classic Mom fashion, Joyce wants to chat the whole way through the damn mission. Suddenly the convoy slams into a stop, and Hopper's like, what the fuck? And I was like, I don't know, man, I think he's fucked. And then Will gets a funny feeling, and the hair stands on the back of his neck, and he sees through the eyes of something approaching the convoy. A Demogorgon starts ripping the soldiers apart, and Hop's truck gets the hell out of there. As they flee, Hop gets shot, and the Demogorgon's like, oh, no you don't, and rips the driver out of the truck. The truck crashes, Will passes out, and the Demogorgon's like, aw shit, I left my keys at the house, and leaves Hopper alone. Finally, Will snaps out of it and is like, oh boy, I've got some bad news, Nancy. Your dad's Slice is back. Oh, and the Demogorgon is going to your house to kill your whole family. Sorry, I should have led with that. Oh shit. I can't believe you're still here. Now, if you made it this far, you are an absolute rock star.
Did someone say keep rocking?
Now, if you like that video, I'd check out this video right here. In that one, I'll go over 2021's Black Phone, which everybody seemed to love, but I didn't really get if you ask me. I prefer my version. Well, that does it for me, everybody. Stay safe, stay cool, and hey, Murray, save some ladies for the rest of us, will ya?